Alright, for this one, we have expanded form and reading an abacus. So for number 1, write the number 5,642 in expanded form. So there are a couple different ways you can do this. The way that I normally tend to write it out is as 5 times 10 to the third plus 6 times 10 to the second plus 4 times 10 to the first plus 2 times 10 to the 0. You should see that both ways throughout the book and the homework, depending on which problems you're working on. So the idea is that the right hand side, it starts with that exponent of 0, and as you go further to the left, the exponents are going up. So here, the exponents keep going up by 1 each time. So that's a way of helping you to remember how to write this out. Another way you can write this out is to then write out what these powers of 10 give you as an answer. So we'd have a 5 times 1,000 plus 6 times 100 plus 4 times 10 plus 2 times 1, since that's what you would get for those values if you do the 10 to the third, 10 to the second, 10 to the first, and 10 to the 0 power. So either of those ways are different ways that you might see the answer. So make sure to read the direction carefully to see if it specifies which way. Number 2 sometimes is a little bit trickier for students to understand. Here we're reading off of an abacus. Normally it's just because you're not used to this type of thing, but it's similar to what we had whenever we're writing out these powers of 10 up above in number 1, where we have these different exponents. So the part that I have highlighted down below here with these exponents of 10s would not normally be in the problem. It would normally just be the abacus, and you have to decide what the number is. But similar to that expanded form, you start with the right hand side as being 10 to the 0, 10 to the first, then 10 to the second, and it keeps increasing as you move further to the left. So here in this case, any of the numbers that are down below the line here that are along the center line, so not the ones that are spread way out on the ends, just the ones in the center are counted. The ones below are counted as ones. Anything that is right above the line in the center are counted as 5s of that unit. So here, for instance, in this 10 to the 4th column, we would have 6 because we have a 5 from up above plus 1 from below. Then the next one we would have 2. Next one we have 1. The next one here we'd have 7 because once again we have a 5 up above and then 2 down below. Once again, ignore any of the different beads that are slid on the outsides. Only the ones along the center are counted. And then the last one would be 1 bead that we have. Sometimes there might not be anything, so then you would put a 0 in that place value if that's the case. So here for your answer, we would have 62,171. So it may look more intimidating at first, but it is not much more difficult or really any more difficult than that expanded form. It's just another way that they used to go through and do this math stuff before calculators.